learn how to take criticism, learn how to understand criticism, and learn how to listen to it. I think oftentimes our first reaction to criticism is a counterattack. It's coming back at what was said to you. And I don't think that's necessarily healthy, and I don't think that's necessarily a way for you to grow from and understand this criticism. I think it's important to absorb it and understand why you had this reaction to it. I think oftentimes if someone tells you something or criticizes you in a certain way, the reaction or the emotion you feel towards it is because you're applying it to yourself. External judgment doesn't have any meaning unless you're applying it to yourself or you're thinking it to yourself. Let's say if someone criticizes you about something and you completely don't think that there's any truth to it and it's pretty nonsensical, you're not even going to put energy into it. You're not even going to put thought into it. You're not going to really feel a certain way. You kind of just ignore it. And I think that's why you have to understand that when you do feel a way about it, it's because it probably comes from an insecurity. It probably comes from a place of you thinking that of yourself. So maybe begin listening to your close ones or your friends who do criticize you about a certain thing and understand their perspective and understand if there's any truth to this. If it's coming from an insecurity, maybe try to understand. If it's coming from an insecurity, that means you've already recognized is that you're already aware of this certain trait of yours. So, nonetheless, I think try to understand how to improve this trait. You see some truth in it. You definitely see some truth in it. So, maybe begin to understand how you can improve this trait and don't just ignore it because you don't like what they said. I think because you don't like what they said, try to improve on it and try to see the truth in it. I think you should take time to answer back, and we'll even oftentimes give like a quick emotional or answer back, coming back at them, fighting back, whether it's criticizing their character or their argument or this or that. And I think that instead of doing that or quickly denying this comment or this criticism, we should take time to answer, give maybe more reasonable or less nonsensical answer that maybe is understanding of what they're saying. And I really feel like we do have this like defense mechanism where we kind of shelter and are like no and argue against criticism because we think that that's just how you're supposed to answer a comment about a negative aspect about yourself. But I don't think that's necessarily the way to go. I think we should start listening more and start understanding criticism. And I think, nonetheless, I think haters are going to hate. I think there are a lot of people that are disliking you or criticizing you because they're out to get something, or they're biased towards your something about you in a certain way. And I think that obviously doesn't need any attention. I think that is more so just hate to hate. And I think that you should maybe listen. You can listen to the hate, but if it's really nonsensical or there's no truth to it, I think I would just ignore it. But generally, you could still listen to it. I think what's most important is often going to be those close to you, because they're reflecting kind of your environment. They're the people that you're with the most, so they're probably more experienced and more understanding of these different aspects of you. And the biases are going to be less and less with the people around you. And I think that it's important to listen. It's important to take criticism, and I think it's a way to grow further. And even though I think the most important growth comes from within, I think absorbing criticism, listening to criticism from the outside can be important and can lead to growth also. I think going forward, for me at least, that's a mindset that I can have to improve some of my attributes and improve some certain parts of my behavior. Yeah, I just think it's important to take criticism. But yeah, it's really green outside today. I like green. Plane is flying and the cows are ringing their bells. I can't really hear it anymore, but I thought they were. Keep being real. I did not say that in my last video. Keep being real. Okay. Bye-bye.